All right, Arzen Pirates. I figure I'm gonna keep going because I actually want to experiment with this as like streaming content. So for me, I actually had a whole evening and now late into the night where I was had things set up to play and be able to record and all that. And so this to me, this is like a streaming experience because I'm basically making content out of my entire stream of gameplay for the evening. Um, so welcome back. And so one thing I'm doing with that is this time of night. The dog's unconscious, parrot's unconscious, and it's really cold outside. Um, and so, in fact, let me see what hour it is. Yeah, the dog will come in like another hour, right? Um, and so I usually bring him in, maybe up to an hour or two before I go to bed. Usually about an hour though, as I'll bring him in, and so I just based on my fatigue, I go grab the dog, and then he comes inside and hops in bed. Different types of weather, different times of the year, he just asks to come in when he wants to come in, um, kind of thing. Uh, and sometimes in the winter, he would not be out at this time. He would have been in since like early evening, you know. Um, but this time of year, especially since we have clear skies, he really likes to be outside, uh, even while he's just sleeping at night. So I just let him sleep out there. Then he comes in and sleeps with me, and then whenever he wants to get up, which is often with the dawn, he'll wake me up, and then he'll go chill on the porch for an hour or two and sleep on the porch outside if he wants to get up super early. Otherwise, that's how he gets me up for tea, and I have tea, and I shuffle around, and he goes and explores his whole dog home, and does his morning routine, and I do my morning routine, and then we go on our walk. Um, but so just very much a part of the fabric of the daily experience here, and it's fun because for a very long time I've had pet routines that are similar because they're with similar animals, if not even the same animal. And then, so I have my pet routines and I have my literary study broken up to fit in with pet routines, you know? So whenever I got my first dog 20 years ago, from that moment forward, I've learned how to break up literary content and use the pet routine as part of the the mechanism itself, right? Um, just like you learn how to use sleep effectively in order to be better at what you're doing, right? Uh, that kind of thing. So anyway, this is the streaming, and I mentioned that to kind of remind myself to not once I start talking, I didn't want to get distracted. I'm actually making my tea, so I didn't go take an hour off to make tea and play with a dog. That's what I'm saying. Is now I'm just a streamer. I just took a shorter break and you know decided I wanted some tea, and I believe is this water or old tea? That is old tea. Hmm. Is this so? This one must be water. I got two jugs and I forget which one is which. Or there's like a little bit of tea in the bottom of one of them and I can't tell anymore. Okay, so we'll go for this jug. Oh yeah, all my water. This is how slow I've been to adapting to spring, is because all my water is still inside the heated parrot room with me. Because just 3 weeks ago it was like 5 or 10 degrees, right? And so, or a month ago now, whatever. But we had a very abrupt change, and uh, and so the water is still in here because I'm like, oh well, if it gets, I was tired of everything freezing, and then the dog, you put out water for the dog, and then it freezes, and then you have to replace it, so you end up with like 5 dog bowls of ice, on your counter, and that's what it's like, when it's that fucking cold. Because you're not gonna if you go out at you know 1 in the afternoon, the dog's bowl's empty. He's gonna want some, so you put some in there, and then it's frozen, and before too long, you've just got a lot of uh, 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 weird art objects on your counter that would be easy enough to explain, but on another level, pretty hard to explain. If people come, why do you have like what are those 7 round ice cubes, big ice cubes stacked on your counter for? And you're like, well, um, the thing about water uh, and temperature is, and you'd have to take it from there and come up with a sufficient answer. Um, uh, or you can just explain it to people in your literary commentary, and they can start to see how, your uh, see how one's pet routines become pretty integrated into one's existence and day. Because all winter my breaks in literary content creation and delivery and all that work would be interrupted by watering a dog in an Alaskan winter, right? So if I make a couple hermit jokes, everyone knows where I source them. They're from my kitchen, right? If I tell you that anger makes pain go away, which I know because of stubbing my toe, or like cursing, like actually like cursing that anger out, it's the only way I know of to deal with what is generally speaking going to be the biggest pain in someone's life when they're like 95% coordinated, right? You and that's the motivation for getting that last 5% out, right? Is because it eventually you realize, whoa, I haven't stubbed my toe in like, well, in at least one civilization, right? And you're like, oh, I must be pretty good at coordination these days because it used to be that was the one pain, you know. Like, every once in a while, you just have to cuss. You felt such intense pain, and it was the stub toe that would do it, you know. Um, yeah, and I learned stuff like that in my kitchen. When it's the same kitchen for 12 years, you're like, I have some old memories of because I'd make a joke about, well, peasants use anger differently. Like if you see some guy changing a tire without a shirt on in the winter and he's cussing at the tire, he's keeping himself warm, right? And I would bring up the toe thing as a metaphor or whatever. And that's because I saw that because, I thought, oh, it's true. I would think of what is it when you have to curse and it makes actual pain turn off. You're like, oh, a stub toe, and then I would look and I'm like, you know what? I've got some old memories of that and they kind of fade away a while ago, in this kitchen. Like when I first got here, I was still the type of person that stubbed their toe and had to curse, but now I'm not. It only takes like 10 years before you notice it, right? That's not that long, you know? It's not long. That's not that long. Like lots of people move to one place and live there for a long time. Doesn't even have to be out in the woods or nothing. Uh, anyway, so there's the intro to whatever video we're about to film now, which is going to be totally spontaneous because uh, as a player and as someone making some content and who just created a lot of content where I was responsible for the content there, much more so than the game at that point. Um, I want some gameplay. I want to go experience. Let's go on an adventure. Let's take Bear here.
I am attentive and loyal,
and see if we can
remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow you.
See what his quest is again. See if we can bag him one of the baddies he needs. Not that. Remember, I'm inherently stupid. Okay, we have to defeat a Cyclops for 10,000 gold. So let's take Bear and get him his mark. It's funny, isn't it, that like all these Pun's masters basically act like assassins and send him over here. Bag one of these, bag one of those. Here's 10,000 gold. But we're gonna go see if we can go on some random adventures and find a Cyclops somewhere. I don't know where there's one handy at the moment, but they're not hard to find, ultimately. But we're just gonna go out there and rock it, right? But it's good to start from here on this video because I just finished streaming that entire sequence of arriving in Sacred Arbor, aka Lothlorien, the first time, and I just want to show we're going to be walking out of it, the literary commentary of leaving Sacred Arbor as an inhabitant of Sacred Arbor now. We're leaving home, and this is the first view we have of how the world's going to look to us from now on when we leave on foot, which will be most of the time, just the way I play it. And a couple comments to the writers here, as far as updating things, is remember I made a joke in one of the earlier videos about the trial, the archery trial thing, ended up being rescuing the head arborist's daughter from. I had to help his son rescue his daughter from an ogre, and I made a crack about how I wasn't taking it that seriously because like I'd never believe a elven princess was in danger or whatever, because then it was like, yeah, I'm like, because obviously, I mean, that's really funny for the game and stuff, but that there's an ogre inside an elvish community, like it doesn't jive. And then I laughed. I was like, well, that is what they're saying is new now, is the elves are under threat from ogres, you know like they can get in here. I personally still think it makes more sense that the arborist staged it as part of like a educational experience for his son, right? A confidence booster, and maybe also as a test of the foreigner's archery, the foreigner's ability to whatever, or maybe the arborist is just he's really on his feet thinking like psychologically, like I'm an elf, leader of the elves, and these humans, it's hard to communicate with them in their short lifespans. So we're going to stage this thing with it where my son has to rescue my daughter from an ogre, right? And the experience we're going to give the newcomer who we're teaching is they have to come in and pick up the unconscious daughter and carry her out of where this fight is going on between the ogre and the elvish leader's son, right? And of course, me being me, I botched it and I just wandered around confused, maybe it showed the fact that 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 drama that the elvish son was suggesting to me was in fact a little less dramatic than they were suggesting. Maybe the outcome wasn't ever so much in doubt because I neither shot the beast nor successfully rescued the princess, and yet everything was fine, right? Which is kind of how I derive my theory that those elves stage that not only in order to test the player, right? Because they would want to see how you know the player responded in those circumstances, um, but they did it in order to give that player the experience they wanted while planting they were using drama to use Inception, right? Because immediately after that, I meet the daughter, and she's apparently the leader of the Protect the Tree movement, right? And I've already gone through this intense battle where they've shown me an ogre, right? This big chaotic fight. I was so confused what's even happening. And they tried to put me in the role of a hero, right? I would have been in the role of a hero, but instead I'm just like, yeah, see, I knew you were elves and you're just fine over here, and sure, I'll help you because you're elves. But you didn't have to put that whole rigmarole on with the ogre. Obviously, I didn't have to do anything. You slept through it all, and we're fine, right? You slept through it. You didn't even wake up, right? I saw that. I could see that's what you were doing. That's how I'm responding to these elves. Like, no, no, it's clever. I'm like, for your run of the mill, uh, archer. That's a good test to put him through because the ones who are trying to be heroes are going to fall for it and they're going to fight it out, and they're not going to know that the elvish princess is so tough she can sleep through an ogre attack, right? And that the other two are so funny that they can bring an ogre into their laboratory and defeat it, right? Uh, like the average player isn't going to know that because they bit too hard on the hero thing, right? And managed to save the princess. And so, from their perspective, they don't know that they didn't have to do that. They didn't know that they were superfluous. Anyone who took the hero bait and was able to figure it out wouldn't know that bait is all it was, right? So now that's how the elves are splitting. This is my defense of the character Cervantes' apparent lack of uh, wherewithal at the moment of uh, plot resolution or plot advancement, where in fact what we see is that the Elvish literary mechanism itself is a method of separating wheat from chaff when archers show up. You know, it's like who's the one figured out that this is a stage play, right? And that's what we do because we do appreciate the humans' help, so we want them to know that we think they're heroes. And the only way to show them that is to put on this thing, let him rescue one of us, and then all we really needed was him to go and get. We needed him to go shopping for us in a place we don't shop. This is essentially this is essentially this is awkward. Hey, human, we're elves. This is awkward, but we need some fertilizer from Walmart. And we both know that's not going to happen unless someone goes and gets it for us. So we staged this whole thing. We let you feel like a hero if that's what you want, or we made you laugh if you're the type who just sees that and laughs. And now here's the errand. Can you run over? Can you run over and buy the fertilizer we need for our little tree? And I'm like, yeah, that makes total sense. You could have just said that. But I like the show. I like to see what's going on. Okay, so are you kidding me? I fucking made lamp oil. Thank God I checked. And you know why I checked? It's not because I'm a good gamer, right? It's because it was getting dark out. When I leave town when it's light out, I don't check the lamp oil. Like I don't make sure I have a charged LED battery on me if I leave the house at 11 on a dog walk, you know. I almost am like, well, I'm definitely now obviously aiming. Let's take a bunch because we don't like running out of that. Uh, this content is this is video game content now. Uh, and half the fun is talking about how awesome these games are with gamers, right? Like, uh, so part of learning how to play this literature is going to be looking at the game as a gamer too, in some ways. But I'm still just using all my literary language for it. But this is how I use a video game. Anyway, like I play it this thoroughly. Like, I mean, that's what I've been doing for the last few months as I study different games like Baldur's Gate 3. I'm in the process of still studying 6 months later so I can do commentary on it whenever I get to the point where I'm ready, which I don't know what it will be. Oh, I already did have some in here. Yeah, I did. I'm just see, this is what I brought that up so if there was any gamers that were watching this, I'm not very good at video games, right? But because this one's made out of reality, when it's dark and scary as I walk out the
I lack
door, I do
information
think about the
pertinent to this
lantern.
task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
You know what, Bear? I'm bringing you along to help you, Bear, not vice versa. And you're paying me too. Your alchemist master is paying me in 10,000 gold that he printed out of thin air. And you know what? When it comes to killing Cyclops, I'm probably as armed, as well equipped to do that as anybody. It's possible to pawn exchange. If someone likes your gift, they can look up your pawn and request it. Uh-oh. Now see, this is what happens. Especially, this is what happens to me, at night.
Am I the first to notice we've all got different vocations?
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
That's a good
We
point.
must each of us hone our skills. A jack of all trades is a master of none.
Gandalf's name changed? Whoa. So...
Pray have patience with me, Master. I've shared all I know.
What did the guy can't? Did he delete his account, or did he change the name? Did Gandalf just disappear live on the stream after coming along just to help Athena learn to speak Elvish? And Godwin is like this much more medieval sounding name. What the fuck happened? Did they change? How can you? I don't think you can change the name of your pawn.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain...
Yeah, wait, let me look at this again. Let me look at this guy. There you go. This is no longer a pawn from a character. He has been replaced with a generic pawn named Godwin. Gandalf's spirit literally beamed out of my Gandalf pawn and left his hat and cloak behind. What? Did he? Maybe he changed the pawn's class. And this is the result, because it would duplicate the outfit. It would bring him
I
home.
don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on?
And he would change it to, like, let's say an archer, and then the mage Gandalf would no longer exist. And here we have the game pops in something that fits the archetype for us, Godwin, even the name. And so it's like we've got the ghost of Gandalf. But now that we're out of Lothlorien, we're tagging we've got this automata. This is not a pawn that belongs to a character. He's not learning anything. He's not bringing anything. He's an empty shell.
Have you forgotten something arisen?
That's controlled by the game
Rather
itself
lost.
and will disappear as soon as we're done using him. Interesting
I never would have
comment.
expected to find a cave in a place like this.
But so what I was saying is
Might I
this is what
recommend we
happens to
venture
me.
inside before
Is
bandits
technically
find
we're
us?
on a Cyclops hunt. But in the day when I go out, it tends to be, as I walk around, it tends to be the lie of the land that guides me to my destinations, and then I will find Cyclopses and stuff like that as I go. Or I might find a quest that I do, right? But it would be the lay of the land that would get me to that quest. Like I would start the game and wake up in my house in town, and I would go check on the thing, and I would, oh, there's an NPC there with a quest I remember, and then I would follow that quest out, and then from there, once I'm in the world, I follow the lay of the land on an adventure. At night, it's much more theatrical because the lay of the land instead is this small bubble of light you have around you, which looks much different than in the daytime. It's not the geography in an environment that you notice. It's the theater in the environment that you notice. And I instantly walked over into some ruins and into a cave, like right outside their gate. And I did not know this was here.
I've just had a thought. Every master I've ever served has favored different tactics. One party I joined consisted only of ranged specialists.
Oh, wow.
Now there's a thought.
That is interesting. I'm like, oh, that has a lot of implications, actually. All right. Oh,
I lack information.
do not tell me. Okay. I was afraid it was the same bow I just paid for. But an awesome elven bow that I can gift to some other pawn,
Pertinent to this task.
which is what I'll do with it.
Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
I'll go hire a low-level archer and give it to him. When we take Godwin back to the Sacred Arbor and exchange him for a real boy. Oh, is that a Cyclops? Doesn't look like it. That does not seem like a Cyclops. That seems like an ogre. Let's test out Heavenly Shot, shall we? Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Hope we have not met.
Drains all your stamina. Have some food here.
A match.
Some stamina in the back.
Sights alone makes it worth vanquishing.
And my magics grant you an elemental boost. I shan't let them harm you.
I ran out of explosive arrows, and that's what I'd been using on the big guys while filming. So I gotta come up with a new tactic here. Manifold is great on small guys, that shot. And it's got the perfect rhythm for a fight against the pack, but it's not very good against bosses. Come on. Let's just fight him. Oh, jeez. Oh, wolves at the same time? So we can, Cervantes can handle this. I got it. Hey wolves, do you see my hat? Yeah, do you see my hat? That's right. And I've got a guy named Bear here. Goblins too, jeez. Oof. There you go. Oof. Oh. See how much energy that brings back?
For a moment there, I feared we would not.
Fortune favors us, 'twould seem.
Waste
I
not,
lack
want not.
information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
And it's funny because I'm a vegetarian surrounded by hunters, and they always tell me how they don't waste anything, and I'm always like sitting there like, yeah, but you murder the animal, right? Like I don't waste any part of the murder victim. You're like, okay, you don't like, because I get it, and it's totally fine. It's just like making the extra argument doesn't help because I'm just there being squeamish, thinking because they're in the process of describing how they cut up and use every part of whatever animal they hunt, and like I know that's a part of it, like I know, like, but the vegetarian doesn't have to. We'd be like, yes, we see, we get it. We don't need the hand manual every single time it comes up, you know. I make sure every part of the.
No sense letting enemy gain the upper hand. Early Griffin gets.
I make sure every drop of value I can squeeze out of the calories I eat, I get, right? I do.
I grant you roaring flame.
And all the work I do, etc. I don't waste. I'm paying for electricity. That means I'm drawing on a hydroelectric power plant and causing it degradation, which is economic.
I lack information
Which is an
pertinent to
economic
this
expense
task.
for my entire
Consider
society,
hiring a pawn
right?
better apprised of such matters.
And if I'm going to have electricity, I'm going to make sure I'm getting everything out of it that I can, you know. Welcome to that experiment. This is what an off-the-grid hermit does when he gets internet for the first time in 10 years. I'm not going to waste it. Like, I'd like to, if I could, I would like to play video games with that and write literary commentary. But there's no way I'm going to split up my time inefficiently and do two things instead of one. You know, it's kind of, it was a foregone conclusion when history provided circumstances where I basically was gifted internet. Oh no, that wasn't a monster. Oh my gosh. That was the worst sound I've ever heard. I did not know the deer screamed in the game. How would I know that? So I backed away just to let that last arrow go. That was tricky. You know, like as a vegetarian, I'll say I do not at all mind all the meat cooking scenes at the campsites. I don't mind those. That's fine. I used to eat meat. It looks good, you know. When you hide some innocent deer deep... Oh, I guess this is an exit. And the deer just walked onto the exit of a dungeon where I had my bow drawn. And now I have to deal with the waste not want not thing I was just talking about. God damn it. If I hit this, I'm going to be eating that deer I killed. Right? I'll become a part of the forest's karma mechanism. You know, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to say, I'm sorry, dear. That was an accident. Uh, Obviously, some scavengers will come along and take care of this, or the elves will know who to give it to. You should have felt safe here at the exit to the elves' backyard dungeon, where they keep their trained ogres guarding some treasure for some reason. Um, but I'm sorry, dear. I did not mean to kill you. Right? When I get my scrags of meat, I get them from animals that were either killed by bosses or got in the way of bosses or attacked me, like wolves and stuff. Um, anyway, dear, uh, sorry about that. My bad. Anyhow, let's move on. That's serious though. As a vegetarian, I'm like, I didn't want to hear what a squealing deer sounded like, so I don't shoot deer. And and apparently my reflexes in the environment led to some led to an accident. All right. I do not know where I am, by the way, because of how the lanterns work. I'm just going. All right. This is a good way to explore, though. Oh, looks like there was more down there. I don't know if we need to go explore. Oh, we'll go get that, though. We get this because... Oh, shit. That is... Is this open to the sky? It is. That's right. Sorcerers have levitate. Pick it up.
Understood. I shall proceed ahead.
Oh, he can't pick it up. Sorcerers have levitate. I do not have levitate, but I have something else. Right? And if it's open to the sky, I think it works. And I hope it does, because if it doesn't, I'm going to waste one. God damn it. Athena's too far to talk to me. Come over here, Athena. This is what happens. I made her the straightforward inclination, which means she's like, just kind of does her own thing and charges into whatever she's doing. And so this will happen a lot where I turn around and my other two pliant pawns are like, what help do you need? And I'm like, well, the help I needed was the help I designed. All right. You see that, Athena? Over there. Can I jump that? There's no fucking way I can jump that. I will die if I try to jump that. I thought she was going to boost. She does a boost thing. She can't pick it up. Okay, well, at least now she's close enough to trade me. So there's one trick that she can do. All right. Now,
Where
you
ought
guys
we to go now?
get over there. I need stage space here. This is going to be chaotic. Get out of my way, pawns. They're not perfect. Oh, come on. Come on. This is good enough. This is good enough. Watch this. So this might get me killed. I'm admitting that. This is not a safe way to travel, right? But I like that it's an option. Oh, hell yeah. I didn't know if it would be outside enough. Oh, no. See, they're in the way. There we go. That's a harpy smoke beacon. Ah. Ah. It's always so intense.
Now here's a surprise.
Jeez.
At least all our efforts weren't for naught.
See, they think I'm a...
Interesting.
They're both
I
kind
shall
of
have
like
to inform my own master
embarrassing
of
me
this.
on camera here and making me feel like I wasted money, but like I would have died doing that. And if I'm gonna die, I'd rather it be after. You know what? I guess I can make the jump if they can make the jump, right? There we go. Okay, they showed me and I didn't have faith and I used the harpy smoke beacon for no reason. But it was the right choice. It was the right economic choice at the time because it guaranteed I wouldn't die and waste an effort getting the thing. I knew I could get it with that. Looks like there's some mystery down there that we don't necessarily need to explore right now. But there looked to be a goblin body down there, and that thing. Well, I guess we can walk down here. All right. Oh no, that was the dead deer I was looking at. Oh gosh, so unpleasant. Okay, you know what? This was a, and then all his relatives are standing around looking at it still. This is not where I wanted to be at thematically. So maybe we'll go back out this direction and hope we don't run into any more deer in dungeons. Right? All we've really got to do is we found the place. It can be thoroughly explored by my team later. All we really got to do. Oh no! What? That's a one-way tunnel. Is get out of here, exchange Godwin, and go find a Cyclops for Bear. Right?
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
Yeah. Let's go this way. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that there were like lots of... Apparently the dungeons around Elvish towns have deer in them. Okay? Like, that's not something I've seen elsewhere.
Is there no getting through this door?
Oh, what door? That sounded like fun. Oh, yeah. This is the kind of door you generally have to find some other access to. Which means that if you keep on exploring one area, eventually you will find it. But it doesn't mean we have to do it now. Oh.
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
No, Bear, you're fine. I think they think I'm lost if I'm not. Oh, geez, perfect. Here we go, folks. Commentary fuel. I know, right? It's funny because if there's any RZen users left to come back and watch these videos, they might get a laugh because they're like, well, you know, they got the experience of feeling what it was like to be have their content commented on, you know. I know some people kind of scratch their heads a little bit when I explained that that's you know what I was doing. This is creative content on Reddit, literary commentary. I think everyone had fun in the end, though. That's how I would describe that. Ta-da. I just hope we're getting somewhere. Climbing up is generally a good thing. And oh yeah, here, this is where we came. Good. All right. And see what happens is now that I stumbled on it this way, I just come back in the daytime, and I'm in like that daytime, in-game daytime mindset, and I just go explore, map out the whole dungeon, and find all the secrets. But like, this is the fun way to find them. Right, and then you come back and slowly explore, you know. Or if I had the time or inclination, I could explore the whole thing with. Oh yeah, here I am again. I could explore the whole thing at night, right when I find it, if I wanted to. But we spent all night. We walked in there in the dark, and it took us so long to get out that the sun came up.
I'll take
Look
the
at that.
peace and quiet over a horde of enemies any day.
Me too, Godwin. That is the truth. It is nice to walk around in this world. Oh wait. Oh, we're on the right road. Okay, so now we're gonna go back. We're just gonna run back to. See, this is a good way to map out home, and this is how home works for me too in real life. And I've had some fun explaining how this works to some friends of mine who know me and talk to me more often, and you know, get a good finger on my schedule and stuff like that.
Master, if ever your pack grows cumbersome, know that I would be glad to purchase any of your unwanted items.
By the way, if Capcom, if you're watching, I would turn off that thing where pawns just bump into you and talk, because it's. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, but it's not fun. Um, it kind of interrupts when you're making content out of the game. Is all I'm saying. Good. This is Athena's on a quest right now to kill 30 ogres. That's the badge she's working on. So as many of these guys as we see. Let's say we try Heavenly Shot again. It's pretty heavenly. Oh yeah, and then Bear here just boosts my stamina back up. That's pretty effective. For the literary fans watching, stamina is the yellow bar, and health is the green bar. And stamina, you need to do all your special actions, like use your bow and stuff. Yeah, high five, Athena. It's becoming second nature by now. Remember, we started out in opposite roles, right? She was the archer hanging back, and I was the fighter up in front. And we're way better at it this way. Way, way better.
I lack information pertinent to this task.
This what's... Oh, wait, no, but I don't want to go down there. That's what's fun about Sacred Arbor, is that it's... Like, when I came back, I went down, or I went out and tried to come back in, and it took me a minute to figure out that there was... I was, like, running around on the ground amongst all the trees and mountainsides, and I didn't realize, really, like, that it was just... at a higher tier, and you just had to go up these wooden staircases, because like the wooden staircases weren't like obviously standing out from the environment very much when I would walk by them in the dark, and this was when I didn't have my lantern. But that's what it is. We're actually at the on the top of the mountain up here, and beneath us is like you can go and explore all there, and there's no sign whatsoever that there's any elves up here. Except for like a green staircase here and there, if you know where it is. Pretty funny. But anyway, so yeah, this is part of mapping out the home of Sacred Arbor. So if I'm going to use this as my base and enter and exit it as I play and make content and then go experience the game world.
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
This process of having to immediately run home on your first adventure and change something, there's nothing more real than that. And I've explained to like I was saying, some of my friends who I talk to a lot who are more aware of like my schedule and stuff, is that I always go home if I forget anything I need, which includes, you know, my water bottles, my phone, anything you might have, right? Which isn't a lot of things with me, but the things you need, you might really need. You know, like my staff. Like I can't walk off without my staff. That doesn't happen. But like I might forget the water bottle, or I might forget to put water in it, or I might forget my phone, or I might forget my AirPods if I want to listen to a book, or I might forget my bottle rocket if it's bear season, you know, or I might forget my knife, you know. So anytime I forget something, no matter how far away I've walked before I realize it, I turn around and go back. And so Calypso is trained to go like 30 steps and then back home, and then 70 steps and then back home, and then like 320 steps and then back home. And he's trained to do all of those in a row if he needs to, right? Which isn't very often, but like sometimes, like, you know, I'm really I'm just a shambolic person. You know what's funny is I don't know if I favorited the Gandalf pawn. Oh, he's turned into Did everyone see this? Did he just reappear as himself again? Why did the name change? Yep. We came back here and we figured out something went wrong, and we just had this hollow ghost named Godwin walking around with us. And we came back here and voila. he is back to Gandalf in the Lothlorien Sacred Arbor Rift, and he brought the name back out here. All right, I think we got the real Gandalf with us again. Boy, that was worth doing. Boy,
We
what
need
an
not words to
interesting.
show our intentions. The elves may come to trust us if we prove ourselves indeed.
Like, basically, there was just a glitch in the literary technology, and it resulted in what I thought was basically a pretty interesting illusion. Allusion. Allusion. I will keep doing that. I'm not a magician. I'm not into magician. I'm not into illusion. I'm into illusion. All right. So now what are we doing? We got Gandalf. We want to kill a Cyclops. Look at all these nice deer that never get shot in the daytime. And I would think that while they might find the wolf hat scary in a nighttime dungeon they're hanging out in, especially in context, I might think that they, generally speaking, in the daytime they see someone wearing a wolf hat, they're like, that might be our friend. Maybe. All right, Cass, where do you want to go? What do we want to do? We want to get a Cyclops. Yeah, let's get down out of these lofty environs. And so the game awards badges when you kill certain types of monsters, and so that's the one. Like Athena already has that one. She's killed 30 Cyclops. I don't know if it keeps track after that. In fact, let's look at that. Oh yeah, because when I want to keep playing this and uh, making literary content and having literary experiences with it, it is obvious. It is with I want to. These are experiences that are I want to have that conversation in the conversation of the game itself. You know, so obviously in a sense it's very cool to be able to make content for gamers. You know, so nope, it doesn't count. So once it gets to 30, it stops counting. I was just gonna check and see if so, because I was gonna say if there was like some kind of secret achievement, if I find out that if you kill 10,000 Cyclops or whatever that you get it, I'll probably try to get that because I can do it by shopping it out. I wouldn't spend my own personal time killing 10,000
One can
Cyclops.
see far
But if
to
it
a
exists,
distance
I
from
might
here.
put the energy into sending her out
Perhaps
on
we
quests
might
enough to
take
get
a
10,000 of
moment
them,
to savor
you know, over
the
like
scene.
2 years or whatever.
Quite agree.
I like the way that bridge looked. What did you guys think? Let's go over there. I'm glad to have Gandalf back. It's kind of spooky. I wonder if he saw his hat. Oh, does he have a quest now? Nope, he doesn't have a quest. No quest for Gandalf.
I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift.
Yep,
May I show you to its location?
sure thing,
Right,
Gandalf.
follow me. I know the way, so there's no chance of our getting lost.
Perfect. Do you know what a brilliant technology that is for playing video games? I'm not talking about the literature, just like the game tech here. Holy shit, that is so fucking smart. Do you know how awesome this is? And I know that it's because another player was out adventuring like I
Follow
adventure
me,
and stumbled
if you
on it
would.
like I stumble on plenty of them, right? And then their exploration knowledge is now benefiting me via the intercession of Gandalf. Oof.
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
Try not to get hit, lest
Fair
all that
enough,
room goes to
Gandalf,
waste.
fair enough. Who are you even fighting? Like, are
I'm
you picking a
afraid
fight
I'm
with someone you don't
unfamiliar
actually
with the
have to?
matter at hand. Perhaps we should have a more knowledgeable pawn join our party.
I
They
grant
think
you
we're on
fire
some quest.
blades.
You know what? Maybe I can get that to stop. Maybe if I put it on this one. Because then they won't think I'm trying to do a quest that they're not being useful on. they'll think I'm doing a quest that they're not useful on to begin with. All right, come on. Where'd Bear go? Did we lose Bear? No, he's there. Okay. All right. So, oh, I know that sound. Okay, I do have a new place in the map. I have it.
Have my protection.
Silly goblins. Life is cheap at Goblin World. You can just, I mean, you can tell by the way they act. It's not judgmental. What the fuck? So I want to be going. Wait. I can't read these fucking maps at all. It doesn't help that there's like obviously 2 tiers here. So what am I looking at when I'm looking at this?
It isn't much of an adventure if all we do is make camp.
There's enough to make
Oh.
camp only when the need arises.
Did Athena say that? Ouch. Ouch. That's my own pawn said that. And you know the truth? And this is the truth too. I'm not making this up. A lot of the times I make camp because a pawn says, I'm pretty tired, can we make camp? Right? Very seldomly do I have to make it because I'm like in need of healing. But that does happen. Like, here's a nice treasure. Good. This is the high-end chest. Nice. That allows us to beam back to Sacred Arbor. That little crystal I planted, that's our home base that we beam back to. Okay. Now. Here we are. Oh shit. God damn it. I'm not very good at these animals. I've only fought one.
Let my magic
Not the
grant
wolves,
you
the
an elemental boon.
the golem. The golem probably, not golem like in the... Oh, he doesn't have much health. I'm just not used to hitting the targets on him because I only fought one. Those are his weak spots, right? Why did that guy move right in front of me? Oh, look at Athena right there. See, I was not very good at that part as the fighter. I mean, I was just learning the game, but still.
Accurate tactics are at your disposal. Wait right there.
Oof. I just got a new talent that made me better at climbing these guys. Pretty cool. Oh, what happened? Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's what happened. Jeez. I'm gonna back up there. Oof. Can't let Athena show me up like that. Ow. Oh! Ouch! Gandalf doesn't even have a big heal. I don't need it though. Oh, gosh! Whoa. Okay, that's the most damage I've taken as an archer in a while. See what I said? I'm not used to these guys, so I'm not used to... I could have just sat back and killed him and never gotten hurt, but I wanted to learn how to fight him. Oh, jeez. There we go, I got him. I killed him. Alright. See, my I would have been happy to just do that, but then I'm on live TV and my pawn is like being
Just
braver than
yonder
me.
looks
I'm
to be a
like,
good spot for harvesting ingredients.
you're not the only one who can do
I
that,
say.
Athena. All right. All right. We're gonna head. I know what's over here, and I don't want to try to fight that right now. So we're gonna head this way, but then down here. Okay, good.
We collect as much as we can carry.
Oh, gotta
In
remember.
traversing other worlds,
I put my tea on
came
the
to
floor
know of a
instead of on
treasure
the
chest in this area.
stand.
Perchance you'd like to see it?
My TV stand is a Yeti cooler, and then the front of it's like my little place where I set my tea. Oh, easy there, Chief. Let's put your bow away. It's so pleasant.
A
Oh.
hidden path?
We have 5 minutes left
I
in this
suppose there
stream.
will be monsters lurking beyond it.
Pray keep your wits about you. We needn't go far
Please
to
tell
hear.
me that that just happened. Can I kill it fast enough? Can I kill it fast enough? Where are you? Fuck yeah.
Here we go again.
There we go, bear.
Begging for a reprieve will get us far on the rest.
Oof. When I only have half health, gotta remember that. Now that we found it, I can go do my scaredy cat archer. No need to stand here and draw aggro.
Reckless opponents make for easy prey.
Of course.
Oh, 3.5 minutes to spare. I mean, we're not done yet. Boy, that Cyclops just timed his entrance perfectly, because I can only take up to hour videos on a PlayStation. Boom! Heavenly arrow.
It's done.
See that? High five from Gandalf. We just made 10,000 gold from
That to be said.
from an alchemist. Right? Pretty fun. Yeah, I mean, look at how well that worked out. And I didn't know there was one down there, but like when you run around the woods, you eventually hear a particular roar, and there's a Cyclops around there, the most common baddie in the region. Usually, if I go play like 2 hours, I'll fight usually at least 2 Cyclops. You know, usually 1 an hour is your Cyclops spawning rate or encounter rate. The way I play the game. Yes, I'm aware that there's a chest over there. Yeah, it does look promising.
Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. I'm pretty sure I can. I'm not gonna use a fairy stone to beam back and switch out bear for a new pawn, because the fairy stones are way more valuable than doing that. So I'll probably just putz around with him for a minute, and then when I figure out where I'm playing next, I'll go switch him out. And then maybe I'll appear in the field if I still have energy for some more play. Maybe there'll be even another piece of break bulk after this one. But I think we already demonstrated successfully. We got Bear's mission accomplished. He's 1 Cyclops body closer to his Cyclops badge, and I am 10,000 gold richer. And we're going to continue doing this process for Cyclops because it's enjoyable, and it will allow Athena to spread
I shan't let them
her
run.
own literary illusion
Let my
out
magic
through
imbue
the
your
multiverse.
weapon with the fury of the
You know.
elements.
But anyway, thanks for watching. These wolves here are just business as usual. Pretty automatic at this point, as you can tell by the hat. And we'll see you in the next one. We'll give you something nice to look at when we hit pause. The view is important. That's right. They wanted to. Oh, look at all these greedy camera hogs. Hi guys. Thanks for watching. Peace. Oh! I should have hit stop sooner. Oh well, I'm gonna have to go deal with this. See you later.